What role does Bernie Sanders' initiative to block the arms deal play in the broader context of U.S. support for Israel? And from your point of view, what are the implications for future democratic policy positions?
Well, then, good morning, Mona, and thank you for having me. I wish you a happy Eid.
Thank you so much.
Indeed, Senator Bernie Sanders has been like a linchpin in confronting the Israeli crimes that are being committed against the Palestinian people in Gaza, even before the current president, Donald Trump, came into the White House. However, I mean, again, after the latest elections and the control by the Republicans over the Senate and the House, attempts by Mr. Sanders to block arms supplies to Israel are going to be more of a moral value more than anything else because the lack of enough votes to pass this kind of measures. So it's another reminder of the deep rift that continues to exist between the Democrats and the extremists in Israel, because I don't want to mix or give the impression that the Democrats are no longer supporters of Israel, but while actually many of the Democratic Party, including its influential Jewish members, support the principle of establishing an Israeli state, but they still view that the aggressive manner, the war crimes that are being committed causes harm to Israel itself and turns it into an international pariah that nobody wants to deal with, and at the same time even causes harm to American interests in the region, because the vast majority of the Arab people, Muslim people, and people worldwide can see for themselves that how this war would not have lasted for 18 months hadn't the United States generously provided the military and economic support to the Israeli side. Of course, things even got worse after Mr. Trump got into office. Lots of the restrictions that were placed by the previous Democratic administration of President Joe Biden has been lifted. We're talking about the supply of certain kind of bombs that causes massive destructions, ones that are actually almost 1,000 kilograms, which the former Biden administration refrained from providing to Israel, not to cause massive civilian damage. Now the Trump administration has provided them with hundreds of those weapons. Plus providing them with an extra $8 billion in weapons supply and promising even more, let alone to provide Israel with all the military equipment it might need in cases it face an Iranian threat of the sort. And of course, as well, the sanctions that were placed by the previous Biden administration against settler leaders in the West Bank have also been lifted. So generally speaking, we're talking about a massively biased administration from an ideological perspective that are surrounding Mr. Trump, whether Trump himself or Secretary Rubio or the Secretary of Defense, about the National Security Advisor, the American Ambassador to Israel. These are all figures not only that support Israel, but support the most right-wing elements in Israel, the settlements movement, and that's why we expect more confrontations between the Democrats and the Republicans over the issue of Israel in the coming months, and perhaps throughout the President Trump's term, especially that the current administration and President Trump and Secretary Rubio have taken matters even further, basically launching an arrest campaign against hundreds of students of Arab and Muslim origin who've been active in demonstrations in support of Hamas. And right now we can see how they're being arrested and deported from the United States. So the kind of rivalry and the disagreement will continue. And of course, it all depends on how the war goes on in Gaza itself.